Tonight, join us for the Tactical Catholic as we talk about the ways you and I can spend less money and still eat food, drive our cars, and not live in a cave. It all starts right now.
Hey everybody, it's me. I'm here. The Tactical Catholic podcast is live on the super secret Tuesday night edition of the Tactical Catholic podcast. And I'm so glad that you're here, that you changed your regular Wednesday night schedule. I know it's really tough clearing off your 9 p.m. calendar, but hey, Raw was on last night, so you're not missing any pro wrestling tonight. You can listen to the Tactical Catholic because we're going to talk about how to save you cash, money. And this is a cool thing that I actually picked up on by watching some weird people on television and by just doing a little bit of internet research and talking to people a lot smarter than me. And I've been able to cut family costs down significantly. So I hope that we'll be able to have some good conversation. I know I have some things planned to talk about, but really this show's about you guys. So engage us here in the chat room. Hit us up on Twitter, #TacticalCatholic, and we'll be able to throw your tweets up there on the live interweb screen. You can chat with us or you can call in. There's really nothing you can't do. If you have a tinfoil hat that allows you to speak to the planets, use that. It might work. We have so many features on this software now. We may be able to pick up your special antennas. So do whatever you want to. Talk to us. Before we get going, let me ask Kent, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I love this topic tonight. I mean, it's a great topic to talk about because I know, especially with the Christmas coming, and so much stuff going on with buying things and how do we manage money. So it's a great topic tonight. So yeah, I'm doing good. Other than being really really cold.
Yeah, what's the temperature up there?
We're hitting around 4 degrees, and that's not the wind chill. So yeah, it's cold. And,
well, it's a very cold 34, 34 down here, but that's plenty cold enough for me. I'm not a fan of the single digits.
No.
Wow. Well, do you have snow? Ice?
Oh yeah, we have snow. We have about 6 inches. It's snowing right now, so hopefully everything with the technology side will go through. But yeah, it's bad up here. I know Buffalo got hammered. They got 51 inches, and it's still coming.
51 inches?
51 inches.
Good grief!
Yeah.
Now, did they cancel school for 51 inches of snow?
I think so. I think they canceled like work. Yeah. Businesses.
But they didn't
everything.
cancel school in Cleveland for 6 inches, did they?
The wind chill. They did.
Really?
Yeah, my wife teaches, and she was off, and my kids were all home. So yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's nowadays it's all about as cold. I mean, the last couple winters, it's just been really brutally cold up here.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, they down here they cancel school for the possibility of a half an inch of snow. You've probably heard the stories.
I've heard many. Yeah.
But it's kind of related to the topic. Let me ask you this: in the great state of Ohio, and also you've lived also in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
When snow is coming, do people flock to the grocery stores and buy all of the bread and milk? Is that something they do up there?
It happens. It's not that. It's not the. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's that crazy. It's not like seeing the hurricanes and all that down by south and all that. It's never like that.
I'm going to post a picture on the Tactical Catholic website.
Yeah.
I'm doing it now because I got my phone turned off, but I will post it sometime tonight.
Yeah.
Because I want you to see, and I want the world to see, that when the threat of a half an inch of snow comes to the Mid-South, everybody and their grandmother runs to the grocery stores, buys all the bread. I mean, I've got the picture is of the bread aisle, and it's empty. There's a couple of loaves of whole grain low carb bread. That's it. Like one pack of hot dog buns. They're all gone. And the next thing to be gone is the milk. And the next thing to be gone is the bacon. We love bacon down here, apparently. So I was curious if this, this great milk bread phenomenon was something that happened in other states. I'm kind of thinking that it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, Al is saying about Canada bacon, Canadian bacon.
Canadian bacon.
Yeah, so, I never really saw it. I honestly cannot say that I saw it, that it was so crazy that the grocery stores, I mean, I just don't, I mean, not around here. We're so used to it. I mean, that's just, the thing that we're used to this kind of weather. It just comes around. You guys, you see a flake and everybody's, it's kind of like
panics.
Well, and the same.
Well, here's what happens. One of two things happen, like on the roads. Either everybody panics and everybody drives 10 miles an hour or slower, or everybody drives like normal, which is insane. Yeah. Everybody drives like normal across the frozen overpasses, and you have stacks and stacks of cars and wrecks because people can't drive. They get a little fishtail, and they don't know what to do. They spin out.
They forget how to drive. That's what we hear all the time around here, is they forget how to drive. And it's just crazy that how I mean, it comes around like, what, every 6 months,
right,
7 months. I mean, it's a routine. Exactly. Beth Ann, welcome to the chat room, and Al. It's a routine, and just I don't know. It's so funny to see people and so concerned. I'm used to it. I drive slow. I just take my time. You just take your time, and you're fine.
Right. Give yourself plenty of time to get to where you need to go, and don't be stupid.
Yeah, that's
the rule.
Oh yeah, and
that summarizes all of driver's education.
Right, and
give yourself enough time, and don't be stupid.
Talking about just the whole with finances and gasoline and all that, you have to make sure you have enough gas. I mean, that's, if there's anything, the gasoline is probably. Uh-oh. Hello.
My special guest has come back. Say hi.
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 We're talking about coupons. Do you like going grocery shopping with Daddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a good time, don't we?
What's this one?
That's Mr. Kent. Say hi, Internet.
Hello.
What's this one?
Yeah, and everybody's talking. Everybody says hi to you.
A flirty, a yummy.
Yeah, the whole Internet just said hi to Riley. Okay? You going to sit here with Daddy while I talk?
Talking to me.
Yeah, they're all talking to you. You going to let Daddy talk now? Okay. You stay with me then. So, when all that talk to go back to... You did. You take a good bath. So, when I was originally planning this show, what I wanted to talk about was saving money. And, especially, look, if you're going to be a faithful Catholic and be open to life, be open to kids, guess what? God's probably going to give you some kids. That's Daddy. You've seen me before. So when you start having kids and you start realizing that children eat food, they have to have food just like you do. And if you have a dog, your dog needs food. Nobody can just live off of good feelings. Then you start thinking, well, how am I going to pay for groceries? And what we've been able to find is that with just a little bit of planning and a little bit of work on the back end, we can save hundreds of dollars every month. And so some things that I wanted to talk about tonight was saving money on groceries, saving money out on the town, because we're not going to be tightwads. We're going to, actually enjoy life while we can. And also just how to budget, how to plan. Because I firmly believe that the more that we can plan for and prepare for, the better off we're going to be. So in the meantime, I'm watching a water cup while I'm talking to you. So at the same time, y'all, while I'm holding water cups for my daughter, why don't you tell me some of the ways that you save money? I know, Beth Ann, I talked to you earlier today, and you told me a great way that you were saving by buying in bulk on Amazon. And if you want to call in, that would be fantastic, and you can tell us about it.
That's a great idea. I mean, that's absolutely a great idea.
Look, okay. Hey, call in and tell us about how you're saving in bulk, but also give us the link to your budget planning blog post, because I'm sure other people would like to see that.
Yeah, that would be great.
Because we like to share. Sharing is caring.
Yes.
While we're waiting on people to call in, I'll tell you a couple of things that we can do on groceries, because I think groceries is probably the easiest thing we can do to save money.
Uh-huh.
Now, I don't know about you, but I don't shop at the gourmet grocery stores because it's usually a little overpriced, and you can usually find some of the same quality items in your local grocery store if you're willing to look. Now, I know Tennessee has a lot of Kroger stores. We have a lot of Kroger stores. We have, and we also have Aldi discount stores. Those are, two of the smaller grocery stores, and then of course we have the big Walmarts all over the place, and the big super Targets, Costco, Sam's Club, things like that. But almost every grocery store has some sort of loyalty card, right? And if you'll take the time, make up an email address, get yourself an email address that's kind of your junk email address, and sign up for these loyalty programs. Yes, they're going to spam you, and yes, they're going to send you emails all the time, but they are already accounting for the so-called loyalty store prices in their price markups for their food. So every time you go to the grocery store that has a loyalty card and you don't use that card, you are throwing money away. They're probably going to mark their stuff up about 10-15% the regular store price, and everything else that they mark down, as savings for your card is the true price. So, you have no excuse. Use the card. There are other places like Big Lots and Office Depot, Walgreens. They actually have cash back programs, and if you'll take the time to look at some of the ads, you could actually time your visits so that buying the things that you need anyway, I'm not even talking about bulking up on stuff, but just buying the stuff that you need anyway, you can save a lot of money and get some cash back. We make a regular habit of going to Walgreens and getting a couple of things that we need that we could get at Walgreens for the same price that we could get at a grocery store. Plus we get the points back. Plus we get points on our prescriptions. So I've had grocery trips to Walgreens for free.
That's great.
Free stuff at Walgreens. And you don't, nobody thinks about going to the drugstore for grocery shopping. I know I don't.
Right. I don't. Yeah. I didn't even think about it that way.
But if you look at the ads, nobody has the lowest price on everything. Nobody. I like shopping at Aldi because I don't mind buying off brand. I know that just because it's at Aldi doesn't mean that we're getting the lowest price on everything. Sometimes, Capri Sun or whatever juice boxes are cheaper at Kroger or Walmart. So, if you kind of know, if you can keep an eye on prices, you don't have to have a notebook. I know there are people that have databases of prices, and if you can do that, then more power to you. But for me, I know what a Capri Sun box of Capri Suns cost. I know what the sale prices typically are. I know what the deals usually are, and so I know that the high price that I'm willing to pay down here for a box of Capri Suns is $2.50. That's the highest they're probably ever going to be. But I also know that I can get them as cheap as $1 and a nickel, a little bit over $1 for a 10-pack box. It's just a matter of timing. And the more that you kind of can pay attention to the things, because who pays attention to grocery prices apart from saying, man, my food bill was $800 this month?
Yeah.
Well, if you pay a little bit of attention to your grocery shopping and know what you're getting, then you can see, hey, how come this box of Ritz that I bought last week is now $1 more? This is because the store had a closeout buy on some Ritz. They were able to buy it in larger quantities because Nabisco gave them a break, and they passed that savings on. But it's all seasonal. Nothing's on sale at the same time. You just got to pay attention. But those loyalty cards, that's a no-brainer. Everybody can do the loyalty card.
Yeah,
and you're saving yourself money that you're just they've already budgeted, assuming you're going to use those. So when you don't, you're paying a marked up price. It's like paying sticker price for your car.
Right.
Don't ever pay sticker price for your car.
Right. I mean, well, I mean, I know it's usually just going to the grocery store or just buying anything. I mean, we're looking at a lot of stuff right now to get, and Giant Eagle is big up here, and that's, we get the gas perks and all that, and I try to, we figure out a time to use those perks. I mean, on big trips, so we, knowing that. The other thing is, especially in the summertime when we're filling up for the lawnmower, I'll have all the tanks ready with the van low and get everything. And so I can get to that 30, gallon price. So it's basically free or close to being cheaper than I would ever pay. But
exactly.
But the only thing I wonder is how much of it is it a scam? How much can that be a scam on we get caught up, we're going to save some, but are we really saving, I'm thinking about it, like, are we saving a lot after the whole time that we go purchase, groceries to get the gas perks and all that? Is there are we just gullible? As a society, that we're gullible, that it sounds like
that's
3 cents.
The risk of the impulse buy, and that's what the stores are going to assume that you're doing. So let me pull out the big guns here. Everybody gets something like this at least once a week in the mail. This if you look at the front, you can't see. Little Caesars, if you would like to sponsor me, really what I will take in payment, there's some of these little pretzel crust pizzas, because they are actually very tasty. They're very high in sodium, and I'm not supposed to eat them very often, but they're tasty. But if you get these, then you're getting a couple of things. You're getting advertisements from Red Plum and Smart Source, but you'll also get usually one coupon packet that's usually once a week, and then whatever your local grocery stores are, you'll get some sales flyers. So here's mine from the Kroger company, and here's one that I got from Aldi. Right? So what I do, I take the time to look through those, and I see what the deals are, and I know what the deals are because I'm familiar with what the prices are supposed to be. So I know what a can of Campbell's Chunky Soup costs. And I know what a can of generic Chunky Soup costs. If the Kroger or the Aldi price is lower than that normal price, then I might buy a couple more just so I've got more than a week's worth of those soups. But if I get into that store and I see the big yellow sticker that says sale, 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 5 for $10, well, that means they're $2 a piece, right? Well, that's a little bit less than a can of Chunky Soup, but it's really not enough to bulk up and stock up on soup cans. So, look, if you know what the prices are, you're not going to get suckered into those impulse buys as thinking, well, while I'm here, I might as well buy this crate of toilet paper. Do you need a crate of toilet paper? Is the price now worth buying? See, I know what it costs me every month to feed my family. And if I have to dip into next month's groceries to pay for this for something I'm buying now, I'm typically not going to do it. But if I budget you know, if I were going to buy 3 months worth of toilet paper, for example, then I'm going to take that much out of my monthly budget for the next 3 months. So I know that I've got that much less to spend. But the toilet paper, if I can get it cheaper than I can buy going every other week, then that would be the deal. It's all about planning. It really is. And I'll be the first to admit, my family gets hacked off when I'm doing my grocery shopping, because my grocery shopping starts with me sitting at the table and going through the list. Okay, what are we going to eat? What's the meal plan? And then I realize what ingredients we're going to have. I try to combo stuff when I can, because, you know, you usually can't buy just a banana, right? You got to buy a bunch of bananas.
Right.
You can't buy a grape. You got to buy a bunch of grapes. So I try to stack things and combine ingredients when I can, which helps me to not have wasted stuff and things that aren't going to expire. But I make that plan, and I'll look to see what the sale flyer is. And then I look to see what coupons I've got. And here's the other part. Coupons, again, free money. It's free money. Even if it's $5, that's $5 of free money. That's that's a gallon of gas.
Yeah.
Or,
No, you're right.
A gallon and a half of gas. So, you know, to again, grocery stores and manufacturers, when they sell food to the stores, and when the stores sell food to you, they are accounting for grocery specials. They're accounting for sales, coupons, loyalty cards, everything. And then they've got their inflation marked up for when things are stolen or when food gets it has to be thrown out. But if you don't use the coupons, you're really just for a little bit of time, you're throwing away money. So yeah, you know, what are we saying? Junk food. Allie, you can't be eating junk food. If we're going to fight, if we're going to wrestle, I need you at your top physical peak. Look at me. I'm wearing my sweats. We had a great workout tonight, and I was running like the wind. I was cooling the building. I was running so fast. So just what, you know, I'm in spectacular shape. I'm already good looking. I'm going to be even more good looking, and it's going to be great. I'm going to have a robe and everything. I'll be just like Ric Flair and Nature Boy. And if you're eating junk food, it's not even going to be a match, baby. I'm going to seriously embarrass you in front of all of Canada. And all those Canucks will be very upset to see their national favorite hero, their favorite son, shamed by a Southern American, a wrestler. I love Al. So, hey. Any good ideas about saving money on diapers?
That's a good.
Yes. Teach your children to go in the wild. Just go out in the yard. I'm joking. Although I do know somebody that taught their kid, they potty trained their kids by putting them in the backyard. It's the funniest thing I've ever heard of. Really? I've never been brave enough to try it, but it sounds hilarious. Just to basically set your children free to go.
It is absolutely, on that note, I mean, it's absolutely amazing to see my 2-year-old. And I think because we're Catholics and we, you know, we want, you know, as, you know, a lot of a stereotype large Catholic family.
Yeah.
Make sure you have at least, I mean, I'll go whatever you want, but that second child will learn so much from that first child. It is unbelievable what I see from my 2-year-old and my 3-year-old. The 3-year-old goes to the potty. The 2-year-old wants to do the same thing.
Exactly.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So that I would think that would be actually a good motivator. If you have older children that are learning to be potty trained, they can motivate the younger children.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing.
But I actually do have a coupon tip for or a money saving tip for diapers, and that would be to pay attention to the unit price and look at your coupons. Every single diaper manufacturer, with the exception of the store brand diapers. Well, no, I take that back, because I regularly get Kroger diaper coupons. But if you my brand is Loves. Loves I've used your diapers for several years and several children's behinds, and I like your diapers. They don't leak on the sides, and if you would like to pay us sponsorship money, we would gladly accept. Thank you. But now let me tell you about Love's. I know that Love's coupons, I can find Love's coupons on the internet. I can find Love's coupons out of the register. You know, you get little coupons on your receipt.
Mm-hmm.
And I can find Love's coupons in the newspaper. And they're usually $1 off per package, and they only specify that you can't use them on the travel size.
Huh.
So here's how I do the Love's diaper savings. I will go to the grocery store, and I know what the small package of Love's diapers costs. The small size 4 diapers cost about $7.95. I know that I can get the big box of those for about $18. That's really not a lot more savings, because depending on the size of your diapers, you may not be getting twice as many diapers. So look and see what the unit price is. Every store has to do this, and it'll say, you know, per ounce for like dog food, you know, 21 cents per ounce, or for a diaper, you know, the per diaper price. Because if you've got a stack of coupons, the store will take every coupon you have, one per product. So if I've got 5 Love's coupons, then I'm going to get 5 of the smallest Love's packs that I can get, and make those coupons give me the most damage, because I'll buy 5 as opposed to using one coupon on one big box. And I would say just by doing that alone, I've probably saved about $50 a month.
Wow.
Buying Love's diapers. And I do the same thing with wipes too. But, you know, just don't buy the biggest box just because there's more in it, because the unit price may not be the savings. It looks like a bigger deal, a better deal, because it looks a little bit less. Do the units. It's all math. And then make your coupons work for you. But don't be afraid to use more than one coupon. The only thing you can't do is use 2 coupons for one item. That they will frown upon.
Yeah.
But one exception to this, and I bet you Beth Ann could back me up, because I know she's really huge into coupons too. You can use a manufacturer's coupon and a store coupon. You can double those, put those together. I mean, you can stack them. You can't stack as 2 store coupons or a store coupon, and you know you can't match those, but you can usually, if the store's coupon policy will allow it, you can take a manufacturer coupon and match that to a store coupon, and they'll take them both. And that's how the people on TV get their toilet paper for free and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
The other way I'm told they get their toilet paper for free is by having fraudulent coupons that somebody mailed to them. So don't use fraudulent coupons, because you don't want to go to jail.
Right. No.
Money saving tip number 5: don't go to jail. Costs a lot more to buy toilet paper in jail.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Anyone who wants to call in, please do. The number is 440-536-3650. And
876, by the way, I have made plenty of diaper runs, plenty of trips to the store to buy the diapers, and I never go without my store loyalty card and a stack of coupons. I just keep them with me. In fact, I was going to tell y'all, I don't know exactly where you can buy these yourself, but I got them at Walmart, actually. If you ever collected baseball cards, you're familiar with these little plastic sheets to protect your cards. Well, they make these plastic sheets for coupons. And if you can only buy the baseball card ones, you know, they have that particular size, but the ones they make for coupons are different sizes, and you can't see because they're clear.
yeah.
But, you know, this one is for, you know, your standard little rectangle coupons. So it'll fit 8 of those on a page. I've got a one that is for the tall, skinny coupons. So those go down in there. And I've got a size that is for the big, wide coupons that take up the whole width. And I do keep all my coupons in a big honking binder with a zipper on it. So I'm that guy. I'm that guy in front of you at the store that takes all the coupons out and lays them down and pulls stuff out. Actually, I don't do that anymore. I used to do that all the time, but I'm able to do my planning in advance so that I don't buy the impulse stuff. I only buy the stuff that's on my list, and with my coupons in hand, I already know what I'm going to use. So I typically save more money doing that, because if I go to the store when I'm hungry, then I would be tempted to buy, oh, the deli's got fried chicken, or hey, they've already got these vegetables and things that are ready to go. I don't have to cook tonight. Nah, it's always more expensive. Just buy the raw ingredients and cook it at home yourself. You're going to be out. Yeah, you're going to be out 30 minutes or more in prep time, but you're going to save a lot more money, and the food won't have near as much salt and fat in it because you can control all the flavors and the seasonings yourself.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yep.
I mean,
and my cardiologist would agree.
No, I like to cook, and I think knowing that what my wife does with the money too, I think it's really good to have that, support, figuring it out together and talking about how do we manage everything in, groceries, large investments. It's a great opportunity to, understand each other more and say, okay, catch me from doing the impulse shopping. And that's a lot of times she'll come with me because I like to impulse shop at times, and it's a bad thing, but it just happens. I stay away from the grocery store when I'm hungry, like you said. I mean, that's one of the things that you always hear. But it's just one of those things that when you have someone that is very knowledgeable about their finances, and that's one thing I always try to figure out, where are we going to be at the end of the month? That's the big thing. And sometimes you kind of get caught up in the month and forget about the end of the month, where all the bills pop in. So that's a big thing that I try to do.
Well, and you actually sounds like you're doing what my wife actually does. In our house, I am the primary shopper. I'm the grocery guy, and I like it because to me it is my game. It's my game of me versus the man, and I'm going to do everything I can to not give the man my money. So that's my game. That's my new hobby, saving money. And my wife's job is to monitor the finances, and she does that by looking at our budget. She knows what our monthly our fixed expenses are. She knows the things that float, and she knows when every bill is due. So she's got those payments mapped to paychecks. So we know, okay, this paycheck's going to cover this part of the month's bills.
Yeah, that's great.
Next semi-monthly paycheck will pay the next part, and here's what's left for our grocery budget. Here's what's left for the other things that we have left. But if you're not saving, and it's hard, especially for young families, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
But if you're not saving, what happens when the washing machine breaks?
Yes.
Or air conditioner unit, whatever. When emergencies happen, you got to have some money to fall back on. And credit cards, people have those, and some people have a lot of credit, but that's a dangerous game to play, using that as your emergency savings, because a big chunk, a big hit like that, if you can't pay it back immediately, and obviously you can't because you're using a credit card to make a payment, then you start getting those 21% interest rates, 19% interest rates, even a 10% interest rate. Yeah. That's a lot of money that you don't get any return on. You'd be better off getting a money market account that's getting 2% interest and putting $20 a month in there as a fallback. Yeah, $20 a month. It's a doctor's copay, or maybe you can do more than that. Maybe you can do $20 a paycheck, but putting it in something where it's out of your pocket and you're not going to spend it, or have it auto deducted from your bank account in your paycheck. That you got to make yourself save, or or else you can really become victim to those credit cards. I mean, I could do a whole show on credit card debt and the trouble that it causes, just from personal experience. So don't do it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. It really isn't. You end up spending a heck of a lot more than you did when you got that, that cheeseburger that you just had to have.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
I get.
Let me see. It looks like we're getting a couple questions.
Yeah, I guess
saving money on buying meat. I will tell you my personal secret. My personal secret is I don't eat red meat as much anymore because beef is expensive, and I can very rarely buy the kind of meat that I can eat because I try not to buy the high fat ground chuck and ground beef that's what is it like 70, 73, 27, fat. I try not to get that. I'm typically buying more ground turkey and ground chicken, and I found that I can get that for less than half the price of beef. And really, now you can tell a taste difference. I'm not going to say it's the same, but I can substitute ground turkey or ground chicken for any recipes that calls for beef. And apart from steak is steak, but that's also a different kind of meat. So I'm saving money by buying other forms of meat, and that's saving me a lot of money. For example, this week at Aldi, if you'd like to sponsor this show, you're welcome to send me free groceries. That would be fine. I was able to buy a pound of ground turkey for $1.49. $1.49 for a pound of turkey. I can't buy beef for $1.49 a pound.
Yeah,
I think ground beef is something like $3.49, $2.99. And so it's kind of a no-brainer for me. I can buy, if I use a pound of ground turkey for spaghetti versus a pound of ground beef for spaghetti, I've already saved half my meat cost just by using the ground turkey. But I do know, folks. In fact, my best friend, he almost every year buys like half a cow.
Yeah.
If you can do that, if you got some people you can go in with and buy, a side of beef, or going for, I don't think they'll split it more than 4 ways, but buying a half a hog or a quarter of a hog or a quarter of a cow, do it, because you probably can save money because you're going directly to the farmer to do that. Don't buy that much from your local grocery store. I doubt they'll give you the break.
Yeah.
But your local farmer probably can, and better where that food has been and how your food's been treated, which I don't get into the GMO debate. I really don't. But I do think that we need to avoid putting extra stuff into our bodies. I don't think we need to load our bodies up with salt. Take it from a guy who is taking high blood pressure medication because of salt. I can't have things with a lot of salt in them. So I look for other ways to lower my salt, and ground turkey is working really good for me right now. So that's one way I'm saving money. The other would be to buy in bulk. If you have some kind of a deal, or if you know a farmer or some people that can go in, there are websites on the internet that actually show you where the farmers close to you are, and you can support farmers that way. Or again, if you know a butchers can probably tell you too, and go in with a partner and buy some meat. But if you're going to do that, you got to have a place to put it. There's a lot of meat.
Yeah.
So you'll need a freezer.
I remember my dad had a employee that had a farm and just basically gave us, I don't know what percentage of the cow, but we somehow got the heart of the cow, and we never did anything with it. But somehow that part came with the whole. We had meat for months. It was just ground beef. It was just unbelievable how much we got. And you said, you need to basically have your freezer, just strictly for the meat. But it was absolutely amazing. But then, and now thinking about it, where it came from. It's because you really don't know at the grocery store how. They'll mark everything, but how much do you know exactly where it came from? You don't have actual.
You don't know, and we put a lot of stock in the FDA, and I don't have very much reason to believe that a lot of things are. I don't think that meat producers and the big farms are trying to kill us. I really don't. They'd be out of business if that were the case.
Yeah.
I would say that they're probably trying to maximize their profits, but every business does. So they're going to try to find the most efficient ways to try to get a quality product out the door. And a lot of people just want to react over things that they've heard about, and there are a lot of myths and rumors, but it still does pay to read the label and look and see what's in the meat. You look and see what's in anything. Well, I don't care if you're buying a can of SpaghettiOs. Look at the can and see what's in it, because it may be stuff that you don't necessarily need for your body. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with it, but it may mean that it's not good for you.
Yeah.
And so, pay attention to the labels. And let's talk about meal planning for a little bit. We've come to learn, my grandmother was a vegetarian, and you don't have to have meat in every single meal. But I love meat. I like the taste. I like the texture. So what we've decided, is okay, less is more. So we can bulk up on vegetables, because vegetables are usually cheaper, and we get the flash frozen or the fresh vegetables, and we usually steam those. That and a leafy salad, a little bit of some kind of a pasta or legume or something like that, and then a little bit of meat, and we're plenty full. And if you're a lot of beans have just as much protein as some meat, so mix in a little meat here and there, and you're straight. It's not, it doesn't have to be a meat and two vegetables every single time you sit down at the table. Tonight we had eggs and bacon and biscuits. It's just a simple dinner or breakfast for dinner, or Brenner we had tonight. And, we got some protein from our eggs and from our bacon, turkey bacon, but tomorrow night we probably won't be having as much meat or protein as we did tonight. But just mix it up. But I really believe strongly in the menu planning, because that way you don't buy a bunch of stuff that you don't need, that you're going to get sick of. Plan some stuff out and be creative. And there's plenty of recipes out there for budget conscious people. It really does work. I'm still waiting on Beth Ann to tell us about.
I know.
bulk buy from Amazon. You are killing us.
Yes.
Teach me this mystery of Amazon. I've never even thought about buying sundry items from the world's largest bookstore.
Yeah, please.
I know they sell more stuff, but you're not going to call in?
Definitely support us with Amazon. That's definitely with bulk.
That's true.
Yes.
Hey, if you're going to buy off of Amazon, click our link.
Click the link and then go bulk up on items.
And Amazon, if you would like to send us free memberships to Amazon Prime so that we can get free 2-day shipping, and I can watch and stream movies instantly from my mobile device, I will be happy to accept.
Yes. We would
That's
be
how
very happy.
Aldi, Amazon, who else is going to sponsor us? All these corporate sponsors. You should be lining up at our door.
We need to go with Walmart if we're going to go with everybody. I mean, I know
Walmart?
now you're going to go into the whole situations of what they support, and that's a whole different topic that we can get into, but I don't know. I mean, I know there's times talking about it and thinking about what, in a sense, Amazon does, and I can't.
That'll be sponsorships and boycotts. We'll have to have a whole show on that.
Yeah, that's a definitely. But
one more thing then, because I'm watching the clock. I'm dying for a phone call, but I'm watching the clock. So
yes.
What about eating out? What about going out? Now, I get see, I got these visual aids tonight. I get these coupon things in the mail, and they have coupons for things like gutter cleaning and house cleaning services and yard work and granite countertops and bath fitter, the kind of the big ticket item stuff. But there's almost always some coupons for local restaurants. So a couple things that you can do. You can go and check your local restaurants, the chains and the independent places that are nearby, and check to see if they got family nights, or check to see if they have a nightly special or weekly specials, and go on those nights. I can tell you at least 3 restaurants off the top of my head in this town where kids eat free in restaurants. With a paying adult, kids eat free. So that means that I could take my 5 children, and 2 of whom would be ordering off the adult menu anyway because they're teenagers. So my wife and myself and 2 of my children order adult meals, and the other 3 meals are nothing. They're free. That's fantastic. So, we don't eat out very much, but when we do, we take advantage of that. And I don't care being that dad that brings the coupon straight up into the store and says, I got 2 for 1 on Backyard Burger.
Yeah.
Buy 1 combo, get 1 free. I don't care. I don't care standing 3 people deep in the store and handing every one of my kids a coupon and having them buy the thing, because to me, it's just money, and I don't get embarrassed by that kind of stuff. I really don't care, because I'm saving money. We're paying, we're getting our stuff, and we're all going to sit down and we're going to enjoy being together, because that's the real fun part about eating out. So if I can't save money eating out, we don't, because it's just a family of 7. It's not easy to eat out. You can't eat off the value menu for less than $25 for, if everyone gets drinks and sides, and it's just, that's a lot of money for fast food. And, Al was talking about the junk food and stuff. I mean, everything, just so much salt, so many preservatives, so much fat. If we're not exercising, and most Americans aren't, then, we're really hurting ourselves if that's our constant diet. So we're far better off eating at home, eating around the family dinner table together, and making that a priority rather than grabbing a burger on the way home. Yeah. In the long run, we'll be a lot better off. We'll be in our tummies will thank us for it, and our hearts will thank us for it. And but if you're going to eat out, and you can on special occasions, and if you've got the budgeted money, use a coupon and take advantage of the local restaurant deals, because the local restaurants, they support your local businesses. I'm a big proponent of that. And if I can support a local business and save money for my family at the same time, man, that's double bonus. Plus, speaking just candidly, the locally owned places here in the Memphis area, that's where my favorite food is anyway. My favorite steakhouse, my favorite fried chicken, my favorite burgers, they are all independently owned places. They're not franchises. They're not chains. So if I have a coupon, or if I have a discount code or a loyalty card, oh my goodness, I am gone. I'm there. I'd much rather eat there than, at a Chili's or something. No offense, Chili's. There, I can get a much better steak for a lot less money.
Yeah. What else? I guess 876 also supports local businesses.
Yeah.
That's great. And
hey, Al, you're not supposed to have Dunkin' Donuts. I thought you all had Tim Hortons. I thought that was your coffee joint up in Canada. I didn't think that. I thought Dunkin' Donuts was like a Boston thing, and every now and then they would spring up in other places in the United States. Am I wrong? By the way, I was told by Al Smith that I was nominated for top internet broadcaster in October of 2014. And while I do believe that was probably fabricated, I would like to thank the Academy and all the people who voted for me as the top broadcaster. And I would be sorry. I would apologize to the corporate sponsor, Dunkin' Donuts, if I have in any way offended you or your great product or your coffee that I'm sure people enjoy.
Well, I didn't hear about it until Al mentioned it. I mean, congratulations. I mean, that's a big
thanks.
honor. I mean, that's huge. I mean,
Where's the check? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, where's that check?
We will be. I'll tell you what. New equipment for everybody. If I get paid for this.
At least one of these sponsors. I mean, how many different stores did we name? I mean,
I know. I could name more if the sponsor. I could start bringing in, food and pharmaceutical items, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I can start advertising for people.
Yeah, please. Yeah, anyone. Yeah, in the chat room or anyone wants to support. We do have an Amazon link and any kind of support. Prayers are number one, but if you can, financial support is also thankful.
Well, I would say, with everybody's kind of dancing around the term Black Friday and the Black Friday shopping deals. I would go ahead and throw out there that, Amazon usually has some pretty cool deals around not just Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but more and more stores are trying to do things on the days leading up to Thanksgiving and the week following. If there's any kind of Christmas shopping that you're going to do on Amazon, and a lot of us probably will order some things, looking into Beth Ann's tip, I may be buying a crate of toilet paper from Amazon as a Christmas present to myself. But if you're going to do something and buy some things on Amazon and you don't already have a relationship with an Amazon affiliate, click on our link to take you to Amazon. There's a sample, and it's always on the web page. Just bookmark our web page so you can click from our page to the site and buy the things that you were going to buy anyway. We get a few pennies from the sale, and you help us out by buying things that you were going to buy anyway. We're not asking you to do impulse shopping. We just told you not to do that.
Right.
We're not telling anybody to go into credit card debt. It's just, affiliate marketing is it's a way that we get a little bit of a return from advertising for them on our website. That's really what it is. So if you're going to buy from Amazon, then use that link, and you would be helping the program out a lot.
Yes, very much so. I mean, it takes money to do this, and we try to keep it, tight budget, like we're talking about tonight, and but there's still cost every month, and until
we start getting the big checks from Anheuser-Busch. Apparently, Al's shows in Canada are sponsored by Budweiser. So, if you're getting the now German-owned Budweiser money, then you're all set. You don't need anything. We got to pay for bandwidth down here. So, anything that y'all could do would be appreciated, especially during the holidays. To the Amazon link, I think, is kind of an easy way you can do it. But what we really need to, we just got to have prayer. This is something, if you watch just the way that this network has grown, it's been really cool to watch and see how these shows have developed. I'm the new guy on the program coming into the Fiat network, and it's really neat to see, what's going on with how we're growing, and we're meeting new people and adding new things on the network, which we're glad to do because this is a ministry for us. So as we do that, and you people you're downloading the podcasts on iTunes, you're watching the streams on YouTube, which gives us traffic, which tells advertisers that we're a good bet. And so that helps us out a great deal, just your presence. And so we really do appreciate that very much.
Very much.
Any people you want to direct our way, because if you're enjoying the show and you're having fun, just if you want to see me fight Al Smith, it's going to happen. We're going to make it happen for you because we love you. And I don't mind. I've got my singlet ready to go. I'm ready to wrestle. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling froggy. I'm ready to jump. So, if you're enjoying the show, keep watching and tell other people about it and keep interacting with us. And, even if you get a little phone shy, that's okay. use the Twitter, talk about us,
Yeah.
Link to us, talk to us on the chat, sit in the corner and lurk and smile with, your hood up, whatever, whatever you want to do. If this is the way that you want to engage the internet, then do it. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
This is a gray sweat hood, by the way.
It looks nice.
This is my wrestling. This is my wrestling gear. This is what I run in.
No, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm training to fight Al.
Oh, we could go on a whole entire. We have a whole bunch of shows that we could have in the, down the line. But it is amazing with clothes and just as a tall guy, or the big and tall section. It's not the same as every other section. It's absolutely amazing that what we have to go through and try to find. But anyways, that's a side note. But I like the hoodie. I would get the hoodie. I
get my clothes at Joseph Bank. Woo! Joseph Bank. If you'd like to send us a suit, I would love to take another one of your suits because you have the best deals and some of the best quality clothes ever. So Joseph Bank. If you'd like to be a proud sponsor of the Tactical Catholic, I will wear your suits on the interwebs. I'll wear them to work. I'll wear them to church because I like them.
Yeah.
So that's my plug. Joseph Bank, Kroger Company, Aldi, Walmart, Gerber Knives, Remington.
One of them.
Glenfiddich Scotch. It's all good. It's all good.
I'll type all those. Yeah, we'll put that into the show notes.
We'll just keep running. We'll run your pictures at the bottom of the screen every night.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Fantastic.
But and everybody in the chat, I just want to let everybody know that there's down the road a couple new sections of shows that we'll be having, and we'll have some more information on that. Really exciting to really have a network, and that's the main thing, and then a ministry. So I just wanted to let everybody know. And then we will have, I know everybody that's checking out the website, it pops up The Feast by Mike Aquilina. Great book. We will get it out. Make sure you sign up for our email, and I'm going through 20, and we're getting close. But as soon as we get 20, I'm willing to then pick out one of the 20, and I will email you, and we'll send out the book. And then we want to do, and maybe Andy, it's on your show too. We got a couple items from Jesse Romero and Deacon Harold Sivers that they were autographed and signed, and maybe we'll figure out a little game or some kind of quiz or something that we can do on the show and give them away. So
I like coming up with weird games. We'll come up with some games.
Yeah, we'll do a game or something, and hopefully the chat room can, have some fun with it, and we'll send those out also. But
cool.
I mean, yeah. So that's what's going on with Fiat, and well,
then I'm going to close this with prayer, and then I'm going to kick all of y'all out, and we will see the next time we come up. Hope everybody has a good weekend. Let's pray. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Jesus, we thank you for tonight. Thank you for letting us have our super special Tuesday night podcast, and thank you for all the great guests that we've had, the interaction from our friends. Pray that you would help us to be good stewards of the money that you've given us. Help us to care for our families and our loved ones, and to be grateful for all the things that you have entrusted us with, regardless of how little or how much we think that we have. Give us a good day tomorrow, and help us to share your love with everybody, especially the people that need it the very most. We ask all this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
The Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thanks for coming. God bless.
Thank you for joining us on the Tactical Catholic Podcast, a presentation of the Fiat Ministry Network. Visit us on the web at www.fiatministrynetwork.tv. Good night and God bless.